What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Astro. I'm gonna do a little quick video actually kind of showcasing what the T70 Ti can do and why you don't need to get no crazy graphics card. But we're gonna just hop right into it. You can see the display shows your monitor. I have the GTX 1070 Ti. I'm gonna keep the frames at 60, of course. For the screen refresh rate, that's the only max that this can do. It's not a 144. You can pick the display resolution. Of course, we're gonna do 1080p. That's all we're gonna stream on. That's all we're gonna do. I don't think anyone's gonna need 4K for a while, but that's up to you guys if y'all want to do that stuff. But I'm gonna take VSync off and everything like that, so y'all can see the raw amounts. But first, I'm not gonna do like unlimited frames. If you want to see that, I'm gonna put a timestamp below so you can see how high it can go, like off rip, just like best of the best of what it can do. What I'm doing is I'm just setting it to a point where you guys can kind of see what makes the most sense in most games. People want to see the highest, of course I get it, but in reality you only need it to be about 15 frames above 60 to have a steady, a steady flow. The game's gonna dip regardless. That's just how games are on graphics cards. But this is just to showcase, why you don't need a super expensive graphics card nowadays to play these games. People wanted the future-proof and all that kind of stuff, but you don't really have to do that anymore. These games are optimized a lot better, so you don't need to have a brand new card. I'm not sure when the 1070 Ti came out, but I know it's not a brand new card. It's been out for a while. You can see me, I'm maxing everything out. I still got 8 gigs of RAM for, a VRAM on this actually. So I'm not even using half, and I've maxed everything out that I can that actually uses more video RAM. And not to mention, I'm still recording while doing this, and I'm using Streamlabs, so I'm using Nvidia's encoder. So that's also taking more graphical power from that as well, but it's still going to be moving pretty smooth. So like I said, I set it at 80 frames so you guys can kind of see what this does. I think this is the biggest test here, being in this area, because it's the most people. It's going to be the most action-packed area. But when you're waiting in the lobby before the match starts, I think this will make the most sense. Not as many explosions going on and stuff like that, but you can still kind of see and gauge how your game will play best off this, because they don't have like a test. They don't have a graphics card test or anything like that, so you can see where you are as far as performance goes. I'm pretty sure though a lot of computers can run this game on low settings, because even on the very high, like I said, it looks really nice even with the high settings on 1080p 60 frames. It looks really good still. But like I said, this is why I only do like 80 frames for this, because it just makes sense. You don't really need anything crazier at 100 and something like that. You don't need frames to be all high and stuff like that. That'll give you a little glimpse of graphical power, but games are different. Not every game that comes out is going to be optimized for for PC. That's just the way I've learned. There'll be some games where you're like, oh, this should run this perfect, and then you got another Witcher 3 situation on a really bad ported game. People be running SLI and barely getting 40 frames. So it's something that I personally do, because I think it makes more sense to see where you want to be at a steady pace. Basically that's how I look at it. Plus it doesn't, screen won't tear and stuff like that. You can actually see this. People tell me to use don't use the Nvidia frame one, but to me this is the least bothersome one. You can still see the frames, and you can see the game more. I feel like having that other stuff there takes away from you seeing how nice it looks on this card. Personally, that's how I view it. You don't have to see it that way, but that's the way I think of it. I think if you are gonna in the market for getting a graphics card or a gaming PC, I definitely don't think you need to get an RTX right out the gate. You can, but I think we're a far ways away from 4K gaming anyways. For 4K 60 frames, I know some rigs can run it, but it just doesn't seem useful right now. 4K isn't even that much better than 1080p. Now 720 to 1080p was a big jump down. That was a big jump. To me, 4K, you can see the difference, but it's not that big of a jump in as far as gameplay goes, especially in fast gameplay like this. I don't think you're gonna really notice a huge difference. Now in slower games where you're not moving as much, maybe yeah, it's gonna look a lot better. But to me, I don't think it's necessary, at least not right now. I'm gonna give it 5 years before 4K streaming and 4K stuff like that is really even useful. And even my internet speeds can probably handle 4K streaming, but it's like, why? 1080p is fine, you know. So that's just how I view it. That's just my viewpoint on it. But yeah, that, you know, this is just me kind of letting you guys see what the graphics card can do. And I'm gonna put my rig in the description so you guys can see what I'm running. Like I said, I've had this computer for about 2 years now, going on 3. So it's like I said, it's been doing really good for me. I haven't had any issues with the computer at all. Just standard maintenance, standard keeping it clean, keep it within a good ventilated area. The cooling is working well, so it, like I said, nothing's really bad here. Might be different for other people, you know, who knows. I'm not gonna recommend you get the card just because of me, but I think you shouldn't have to get anything crazier than this if you don't want to spend too much and break the bank on a gaming PC. Because you know, remember, you're gonna be spending more than $1,000 off rip anyways. This PC was like $1,400 three years ago. I don't know how much it'll be now, but like I said, it's up to you. But I just do this so people can see and get a good glimpse of what this does. And even when I'm streaming, it's about the same. You know, it's not, I lose a little bit of frames, but it's nothing crazy. You know, I'm still gonna have 60 frames throughout the game, even with explosions and all that stuff going on. So like I said, it's up to you. But I think this card is a great card that's not too low, and it's a good high grade card that'll do what you need it to do when you're playing games, you know. And like I said, I'm recording this as well, so it's definitely has a lot of power. I think having the extra VRAM is helpful. Some people say they get the really good graphics cards with just 4 gigs. You can, like I said, those can hold a lot more, but I think having more VRAM is more useful in the end, because you know, if you are a streamer, I think you want to have more VRAM, or you want to record the videos and stuff like that. I definitely would want to do video RAM versus you know, certain amount of power and stuff like that. So you see, we get the dub. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I did not do too much to help these people. I think I got about 2 or 3 kills, and then I died at the end. So, you know, I'm not really gonna, yes, this is my it's a win, but I'm not gonna really count it as mine. These guys did all the work. They had like 15 kills each, so, you know, not really much of the work that I did. But, you know, just to kind of give you that aspect of, you know, I don't want to take credit for what they done did. So yeah, there you go. See, there you go. Just to let you, you know, it's behind the scenes stuff. My agent character didn't do too well, but hey, it happens. But here, so yeah, here is, you know, if you skipped up to here, you can see I'm just gonna have this at a super high frame rate for in game, so you can see where this kind of caps out at. It starts to tear a bit, so Nvidia's FPS counter doesn't do so well once you have it so high, and it just starts blinking out. You can see it already kind of shutting out every now and then. So I'm gonna just give you guys the amount that I was getting off of average of the high and the low, and what I had like as a base average in game, you know. So that's pretty much the only thing that will really matter. You know, these blurs didn't do anything, so I just was messing around to see if anything else would take up more VRAM. But like I said, I still had more than half the card to use. So like I said, it's better to have VRAM, to me at least, instead of having anything else. Of course, you want to have good graphical power, but I think VRAM is one of the most important things you want to have. Of course, here you want to, like I said, this will be a good test of your graphical capabilities on your card and things like that. Like you can see right now, you know, it's kind of tearing for the FPS. So I'm gonna just put it right here. In game, like I said, my highs was probably 145 while I was playing this match, and the low I had was a 71. I think it was like a little helicopter crash when it went to 71. But in average, it stayed around 105. But just to be safe, I'm gonna say 85 frames to 95 frames, which is about what it ranged out at while playing and while recording. So it's probably around 110 if I wasn't recording. So just to, like I said, just to give you that good glimpse of what you can get with the card right now. So that's just what I wanted to show you guys. It's been your boy Astro. I just kind of wanted to give you guys that piece of information. I know everyone's playing the game, everyone's hyped to play. Since it is free to play, I wanted to just give you guys a showcase of what cards can kind of play it and what cards can play it really well. So you don't have to get a 1070 Ti per se if that's what you want or need. You know, it's you can base it off of want and need. You know, do you want to have really good specs? You want to play 30 frames? You want to play 60 frames at 1080p? It's up to you. But that's just all I wanted to showcase. Expect some more vids coming soon. It's been your boy. Stay safe out there, and peace.